Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To those I haven't met, my name is Fiona Mulhall, Deputy Principal. Welcome to the 68th Annual Awards Presentation Day. I now invite Zakiah Iklaonis to welcome us to country.
Nutanwa Wadiapakakai Din Gundijamara Miring. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Gundijamara country. I wish to pay respects to my elders, past, present, and emerging, and may we all walk peacefully and respectfully upon the land.
We acknowledge the staff here at Monivae College, the teaching, boarding, grounds, ancillary and administration staff for 2021. It has been an extraordinary year, and we recognise everyone for their exceptionally hard work and dedication. I now invite you to stand for the Monivae song.
Strong in faith. Monivae, strong in faith, formed in friendship, nature's grace, room for all to find their way at Monivae. Monivae, the best you can, open hearts and open hands, learning and striving day by day at Monivae. From ancient times the dolphins sing of knowledge, faith and love. Their gift in nature offering a sign of way for us. Monivae, the best you can, the spirit of this southern land, alive in the joy of work and play at Monivae. Monivae, strong in faith, under the cross a sacred place, God's love found in a human face at Monivae. At Monivae, fortes in fide, Monivae, strong in faith.
Please be seated. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the Masters of Ceremonies for this afternoon, our 2022 college captains, Makili Hole and Hamish Carney.
Thank you, Ms Mulhall, for beginning our celebrations. And on behalf of all students at Monivae, we can say thank you to all the Monivae staff for your support throughout the year. Welcome students, parents and friends to the 68th Annual Awards Presentation Day, and particularly acknowledge our invited special guests, including James Mackenzie, Chairman of Monivae Board, Paula Laley Doyle, Monivae Board Member, Stacey Sheldon, Monivae Board Member, Father Ted McCormick, MSc, Father Bob Irwin, MSc, Brian Roberts, St Vincent de Paul, Alistair McCosh, Deakin University, Helen Reid, Rural Industries Skills and Training, Kim Bailey, Trotters Bus Line, and Sue Balkan Mitchell, today's guest speaker. We've received apologies from the following invited guests: Mayor of Southern Grampian Shire Councillor Brewick Colton, Father Paul Casserly, Tom Sexton, Laurie Cogger, Mark McGinty, Stephen Hogan, Terrylyn Groves and Andrew Watson.
We will begin this afternoon's celebrations with a prayer and the lighting of the college candle. I would like to invite Bella Nichols, 2020 Vice Captain, to light the candle while fellow Vice Captain Joshua Gordon reads the college prayer.
We now pray the college prayer in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. O God, in the Sacred Heart of Jesus, you have revealed your love for us. Teach us to love like him, showing care for each other and compassion for those in need. Make us strong in faith, that Monivae may be the sign of your loving kindness. Amen. May the Sacred Heart of Jesus be ever loved, and the Lady of our Sacred Heart. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
We now invite our college principal, Mr. Jonathan Rowe, to make his address.
Thank you, McKeely, and good afternoon, everyone. Father Bob Irwin, MSc, Father Ted McCormack, MSc, Mr. James McKenzie, Monivae Board Chair, Monivae Board members, special guest Miss Sue Balkan Mitchell, staff, parents, and importantly, students. I am grateful for this opportunity to congratulate the award recipients and all of you who have made it through this year. What an achievement. Many of you, despite COVID restrictions and remote learning, will have endeavoured to do your best, and I believe that represents the true spirit of our school. I'm very impressed with the achievements of everyone here today. You are all a true representation of everything that we stand for here at Monivae, and an inspiration to all of us. The year has been difficult, and it is important to recognise we are human, and sometimes we rise to the challenges we face, and sometimes we fail. We need to keep things in perspective. I thought I would provide you with an insight into my emotions this year through some pictures. They sum up my year very well. That's how I'm feeling, and I suspect our staff are feeling at the moment. It is also important to be reflective and learn from our experiences, whatever our perspective. These are some of the things that I have learnt. We all have choices, and we often have more control than we think we do. We are most effective when we think through our options to determine what we actually need in order to thrive. Of course, our choices have side effects, and it is difficult to consider everyone all the time, but we must try. We all need grace. Mistakes are inevitable, and we need to forgive ourselves and focus on positive change. Finally, we need one another. Share your strengths and reach out for help with your weaknesses. This is what we do as a caring and supportive community, an MSc community. As the pandemic wanes, and I say this with some hesitancy, people want to be joyful again. This is the perfect time to realise that we are hardwired to experience the joy of sharing positive in-person experiences with others. Think of how excited you were to see your friends at school this term. Maybe the key lesson for us to learn from this difficult year and to take into the new one that lies ahead is gratitude. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. In my speech as new principal at the start of 2020, I read a quote that is up in my office. It is a quote by Alan Turing. The quote reads, "Sometimes it is the people who no one imagines anything of who do the things that no one can imagine." It reminds me why I love this job and why I am so very grateful for the privileged position I'm in. It reminds me of the potential and sacred heart of each and every one of you. Use this summer holiday to find the joy in your lives through friends and family. Search out those moments when you are grateful and look to what opportunities tomorrow may bring. I'm going to finish with a quote. Poe, maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles. Uguay, quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned about what was and what will be. There is a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present. Thank you.
We begin celebrating our student achievements with the awarding of the Music Awards. I call upon Miss Elisa Houlihan to announce the recipients of these awards, which will be presented by Miss Sue Balkan Mitchell.
Thank you. Our Junior School Musicianship Award is awarded to Charlize Fairburn. Unfortunately, Charlize is an apology today as she is unable to be with us. Our Middle School Musicianship Award is awarded to Felicity Shaw. Congratulations to our award winners.
I call upon Ms. Sarah Byron, Sports Coordinator, to announce the sporting award recipients, also presented by Ms. Sue Balkan Mitchell.
Thank you, McKeely. I will now announce the 2021 Sporting Awards for Year 7 to Year 11. Please note, due to COVID-19, many awards have not been presented this year. Our awards today go to Monivae Hockey Award, Angus Kissel. Kieran Watt Swimming Standards Trophy, Stella Raymond. Monivae Junior Sportsperson, Matilda Mason. Father Fitzgerald Cup First 18 Football, Will Hunter. Before COVID-19 transformed the school year, we were fortunate enough to hotly contest house events such as swimming, athletics and cross-country. I can now reveal the final placings for the house aggregate trophy. 4th place, Lonsdale on 125. Third place, French on 150. Second place, Glenelg on 175. And first place, Mitchell on 300. Could I please call forward Mitchell House Leader, Katie Mitchell, and Mitchell House Captains, Maggie Doyle and Olivia Neal, to accept the House Aggregate Trophy from Sue Balkan Mitchell.
Thank you, Mrs. Byron and Miss Balkan Mitchell. I now call forward Mrs. Sophia Veering to present the VCE subject and other sponsored awards.
This afternoon is an opportunity to recognise the achievements of students in these special awards. These students will be presented their awards by Mr. Jonathan Rowe. The Religion and Society Subject Award, Holly Cooling. The Ballarat Diocese Student Scholarship, Bella Manson. I invite Alistair McCosh to present the Deakin University VCE Award. And that award goes to Zoe Wooldridge. The Vet in Schools Award. Firstly, the Hamilton Regional Business Association Award goes to Saskia Scarp. I invite Helen Reid to present the Rist Award for Agricultural Studies. And this award goes to Isabella Newman and Charlotte McClure. I'd like to introduce Mr. Leon Furs, Director of Studies, to present the 2021 Academic Excellence and Academic Diligence Awards for Years 7 to 11.
We move on to the Academic Excellence and Academic Diligence Awards. The recipients will be awarded by Principal Mr. Jonathan Rowe and their year level coordinator. For Year 7 this year, Miss Merrin Shannon. Could I please ask that you hold your applause until I indicate? For Diligence in Study, Year 7, Macy Riley, Jessica Hine, Tex McSwain, Bridget Mitchell-Kenny, and Adam Page. Thank you. For Academic Excellence in Year 7, Zachariah Colleton, Holly Rook, Lillian Glazebrook, Nellie Mullins, and Aisha Harris. Congratulations. Congratulations, Year 7s. Thank you, Miss Shannon. I ask that Mrs. Katie Mitchell, Middle School Coordinator, come forward to assist Mr. Rowe with the presentation of Year 8, Academic Excellence and Diligence. For Diligence in Study, Year 8, Grace Cleaver, Jack Rook, Stella Kent, Harriet Kent, and Oliver Foster. Congratulations. For Academic Excellence in Year 8, Phoebe Dunn, Luke Hannig, Noni Blanchett, Charlize Fairburn, and Hayley Jelly. Congratulations, Year 8s. We now move on to the Year 9s. For Diligence in Study, Year 9, Riley Casey, Ruby Wardlaw, Liam Hendrick, Anushka Dishallard, and Millie Kruger. Congratulations. Congratulations. For the first Academic Excellence in Year 9 award, I call forward Kim Bailey from Trotters Bus Lines to present the first award to Erin Hannig. Thank you, Kim. The remaining Year 9 awards are Ellie Mead, Rhys Staffy, Mairead Elshaug-Betson, and Lucille Aarons. Congratulations, Year 9s. Thank you, Mrs. Mitchell. I now ask Mrs. Sophia Veering, Senior School Coordinator, to come forward to assist Mr. Rowe with the presentation of the Year 10 Academic Excellence and Diligence in Study Awards. For Diligence in Study, Year 10, Benjamin Lamoro, Clay Collins, Emma Robinson, Dalen Plush, and Caitlin Tonneson. Congratulations. Well done. For the first Academic Excellence in Year 10 award, I ask Kim Bailey from Trotters to return to present the Year 10 award. And the first award for Academic Excellence in Year 10 goes to Sienna Maddox. Thank you again, Kim. The remaining Year 10 awards go to Ella Sheldon, Harrison Hine, Emily Tognan, and Chloe Jones. Congratulations. Congratulations, Year 10s. And we now move on to the Year 11 awards, Diligence in Study Year 11. And I invite Brian Roberts, representing St. Vincent de Paul's, to present the Year 11 award. And the first award for Year 11 is presented to Taj Walters. Thank you, Brian. And the remaining Diligence Awards for Year 11 go to Ben Reed, Charlie Alexander, Maggie Doyle, and Zara Kruger. Congratulations. And the Academic Excellence Awards for Year 11s go to Will Airy, Holly Cooling, Joshua Gordon, Zoe Waldridge, and Blair Penrose. Congratulations, Year 11s. Congratulations to all of our Academic Excellence and Diligence Awards. And thank you, Mrs. Veering.
Thank you, Mr. Furs. I now invite our special guest speaker, Ms. Sue Balkan Mitchell, class of 1998, to address the Assembly. Sue is a Monivae Old Collegian who was Ducks school captain and adjutant. Following on from Monivae, Sue completed the Bachelor of Arts, majoring in psychology at Monash University in Melbourne. Sue completed a postgraduate psychology year at Deakin University in Melbourne, followed by a 2-year-long internship at the Carn Miller Psychology Institute in Melbourne. Sue has worked in the public mental health sector for many years, both in Albury and Hamilton, and most recently has joined the psychology private practice in Ballarat. She lives with her husband and 2 young children in Gordon. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Hamish. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for having me here today. It's wonderful to be back in the Monivae environment and to see all of the amazing changes that have occurred since I was here over about 20 years ago. It's just occurred to me that there's not a student here that would have been born at the time that I graduated. So it certainly doesn't feel that long. But lots of nostalgic memories have arisen as I've wandered through Monivae today. I recall fondly training and playing netball on these 2 stadiums, sitting in the quadrangle with friends and chatting, though minus the DJ. That was a nice touch today. I remember, laughing with my partner as we negotiated a waltz in preparation for the Deb. And I also recall being told off by Mr. Bone semi-regularly for forgetting to wear my blazer to and from school. Take it from me, he was a little bit scary. And at the risk of sounding like the older generation that's always done it a bit tougher, I remember back in my day during assemblies sitting on the floor of the stadium, which resulted in many a cold bottom. So I hope that we can appreciate the beauty that is the Chevalier Centre. And as a psychologist coming back to their high school and seeing that there is a wellbeing and positive psychology centre, that's really amazing. I would like to congratulate you all also, students, teachers, support staff, for getting through the last unprecedented period of COVID life and remote learning. You have no doubt confronted many challenges and uncertainty along the way, but schools have been a standout, in my view, in the way that they have adjusted to the conditions of life with COVID, and I'm sure you have been supported well. Monivae offered me much as I journeyed through my high school years. I always felt safe and supported, and yet it probably wasn't until later that I really understood the benefits of the values that Monivae instilled in me as a young person, and that have assisted me on my journey into adulthood and a career in psychology. So as I prepared to come and speak to you today, I reflected on my journey to date and considered some ideas that might have been helpful for me to know during my high school years about life after Monivae. How many times have we heard the phrase, follow your dreams, or find your passion and you'll never work a day in your life? To this end, my first encouragement to you is this: please do not freak out if you don't have a clear idea of what it is you want to do after school, or if you don't yet have a passion or a dream to follow. I recall being a Year 7 and 8 student back at the junior school in those days, and I would think, I have loads of time to figure out what I might like to do with my life. I don't need to know that stuff now. And then as a Year 9 and 10 student, I thought, I've still got time. I've got a few more years, it'll become clearer. And then I chose my subjects for Year 11 based on my interests at the time, and I started to consider, I still don't really know what I want to do. But you know, I've got Year 12 and we don't put preferences in till later. Next year I'll be surer by then. And then Year 12 rolled along, and then it became time to choose preferences. And guess what? I still didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had an internal expectation for whatever reason that I would go to uni and train as something, but that something was still unclear to me in the latter stages of high school. So as people started to ask me, as I'm sure a lot of you will have had, so what do you want to do after school? I began to feel quite self-conscious. How did I still not know? What I did know was that I had always been intrigued about what made people tick, so to speak. What contributed to different personalities? Why did people behave in different ways? And I knew that I felt a strong sense of empathy for people who struggled for whatever reason. So psychology may have seemed an obvious interest, but in 1998, when I went through, psychology was not a subject offered here or at a lot of high schools at the time. I know, it's crazy. So I put my preferences in and kept things fairly broad around arts and science and crossed my fingers that I would find something that I would enjoy. What I wish I could have told that 17 or 18-year-old version of myself, and what I'm telling you, is that you don't have to have it figured out just yet. Don't get me wrong, if you do have clear goals, a clear direction, a career you feel destined to, fantastic, and go for it with all your might. But if you were a bit like I was, please know you are still young, and if all you do is try hard and follow an interest and commit to it until you know whether it's for you or not, then that's okay. And the clarity might need to come later. In my experience, passion for my work has been created after applying myself to the learning, building my skills over the years, and experiencing various jobs, refining my path along the way. So uni places were allocated at the end of my Year 12, and I eagerly awaited the results. Did I get my first preference? Nope. Did I get my second preference? Nope. Did I get my third preference? Still no go. Did I get my fourth preference? Hooray, yes, fourth preference it was. So off I trundled to Monash Uni and College and completed over those next 3 years a Bachelor of Arts majoring in psychology. And the funny thing is, if I'd got into any of those first 3 preferences, I'm certain I would have ended up in the same spot. And these days, you would be able to study even a wider range of undergraduate degrees around arts, science, health sciences, or straight psychology to be on a pathway to become a psychologist. So you know when people say to you that there's multiple avenues to get where you want to go, I think that's even more true now than it was when I went through a few decades ago. So I enjoyed psychology enough at uni to know that it's something I wanted to pursue. But what might have reassured me further during that time was if I'd gone and had a chat to someone who was working as a psychologist. It seems very common sense, doesn't it? But I'm not sure that it happens that often. So if you do have an interest in landscaping or law or plumbing or building or nursing, think about if you know someone who has that job, or perhaps your careers teachers or parents might be able to link you up with someone working in that field. I know I've been that person in recent years for kids who are in their latter stages of high schools, friends, children, and so forth. And I think most people would be really happy to have a conversation with you, to talk about their field of work, what they do on a day-to-day basis, what kinds of pressures or rewards they experience in their line of work. It's only one perspective, but it could at least give you a sense about whether it's something you might enjoy. And thank goodness too for pathways such as VCAL and VET courses, which all promote hands-on industry-based learning. And if you're lucky enough to score an apprenticeship in your area of interest, the likelihood is that you will get a much clearer idea about the realities of your job and what you'll be doing on a day-to-day basis than with some uni degrees. And if you've finished Year 12 and end up feeling a little disappointed in your results, or that you feel like you've missed out on your ideal pathway, please remember that there are multiple avenues and it might just take a wee bit longer. But also, please never feel that you are defined by your Year 12 results, or heaven forbid, your ATAR. Of course, your ATAR might be relevant if you're looking to study a particular course, but it's a starting point. More and more universities are using alternate eligibility requirements aside from ATAR, which is fantastic. I was talking with my younger sister about this when I let her know that I was doing this talk today, and she said to me that she thought because she wasn't great at sport or that she didn't get academic awards at school, that she might struggle to find meaningful work or a career. She went on to study arts, and then she did a master's in journalism, and then she did law, and now she's working as a lawyer alongside a judge in the County Court of Victoria in Melbourne. So change is possible if you need to, but most importantly, she has found a career in which she feels fulfilled. You know, in my working career, I have never had a potential employer ask what my ATAR was, never been asked in an interview, never had a peer or colleague ask, and I've never had a friend ask. Almost invariably, an employer doesn't need the most brilliant mind in the room. What they do want is a person that can get along with other people, so work in a team or independently if required, who is keen to learn, and who is reliable, honest, and authentic in their approach. So, you know, when Monivae talks about their core values of love and positive relationships and compassion and having an inquiring mind, brave spirit, and kind heart, those are the attributes that will help you find meaning and fulfillment, not only in your relationships with others, but in your job opportunities and career. And if you do happen to have a passion or a dream career that doesn't pan out to be a paid job for you, don't let them go. See if you can find a way of incorporating them into your life. They are part of what will sustain you as you do harder things. For instance, I have a love for dance and drama. So whilst I haven't turned out to be the next Nicole Kidman, I have done some very amateur acting in plays at my uni college and here in Hamilton when I worked in the area. Or during the first lockdown, while it seemed a lot of my friends were learning how to bake sourdough bread, which is of course delicious, I instead learned the routine to Beyonce's Single Ladies. Is it my greatest accomplishment? Probably not, though you haven't seen it. But by golly, it helped my mood during that time, and my husband and kids have had plenty of laughs about it since. And if you could indulge me for just a few more minutes, I'd like to offer a wee psychology lesson. I work in the area of counselling psychology, and so for anyone who isn't sure what that is, I assist people who might be feeling sad or depressed, or they might worry a lot, or they might have lost someone they love and be grieving. They might feel very stressed, or they might have had something a bit terrible happen in their life and that they're struggling to move on from. Anxiety is one of the main presenting issues for people when they come and chat to me. Anxiety can manifest in several ways, but is essentially the feeling that you get when you're approaching a challenging situation or event. You might feel a bit nervous or a bit on edge. You might describe it as a feeling of dread even. And if feeling panicked, you might get shaky or hot or sweaty or a little bit dizzy. You might feel like you need to breathe a lot more. It could be that feeling you get when you've got a big event coming up, when you're heading into a large crowd of people who you don't know very well. Or it might come up when you go to speak to that boy or girl that you have feelings for. Sometimes anxiety can affect us to the extent that we feel like that we can't do the things that we would ideally like to do. But I would like to encourage you to see anxiety as just another emotion that flows through us and drifts away again at some point, just like anger does, or sadness, or jealousy, or joy. It feels really uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt us in any physical sense, and it is normal to feel anxiety on and off always. If we have mild to moderate levels of anxiety, it can actually help us perform at our best. Could you imagine studying hard for your exams if you did not feel at all anxious about them? So my 2-minute crash course in anxiety is this. Anxiety is not the enemy. In most instances, avoidance is our enemy. If you avoid things every time you feel anxious about them, you might stop doing more and more things. What most often happens is if we commit to doing the things that we really care about and that are good and healthy for us, even if we feel a bit or a lot of anxiety, we find that we can actually do them, that we can enjoy them more than we might have anticipated, and feel a real sense of accomplishment for getting through it. During my very first weeks of being a psychologist about 15 years ago and seeing actual clients, I was so anxious in the mornings that sometimes I would cry, and there were even a few occasions I was dry reaching in the mornings. I was so anxious, thinking all the time, what am I going to say? I don't know anything. What if I feel I can't help? It was really uncomfortable. But what I knew about anxiety was that if I kept confronting the situation that I feared and used a few strategies to manage the discomfort, I would feel less and less anxious about my working day. So what happened? I kept seeing clients. I did more learning along the way, which helped me with my skills and confidence, and my anxiety subsided. Do I still feel some anxiety about a full day of clients? Yep. Did I feel anxious today about giving this talk? Yeah. Every time I thought about this speech, I could feel a very distinct pang of nervous energy. But I wanted to do it, so I prepared and allowed for the discomfort of anxiety to flow in and out over recent weeks as I thought about it. One of my favourite sayings is, feel the fear and do it anyway. So, you don't need to avoid anxiety. Use some of Monivae's brave spirit and try and avoid avoidance instead. And if you find that you can't, that's okay. Chat to a parent, a school counsellor, or even perhaps a lovely psychologist who might help you with the tools to move forward. Thank you again for having me here today. Congratulations to the Year 12 school leavers. I wish you all the best for your future endeavours, and I know that Monivae will have prepared you well for your path ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue, for your time and lovely words. We always welcome back old collegians back to Monivae warmly. Please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation, for your support today.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Could I now ask Miss Merrin Shadden, Head of Boarding, and the 2022 boarding captains, Rory and Isabella, to present certificates to departing international students?
Two of our students, Sikaso and So Nikitake from Kiribati, are not with us today as they've already departed. However, I'd like to call up Francis Avila and Benjamin Lamoro. Our Monivae community, especially the boarders, have had great pleasure in getting to know these young men from Papua New Guinea. I know that having them here at Monivae has had a lifelong impact on the other students they've spent time with. The connection of Monivae and Papua New Guinea and Kiribati through the MSCs is long-standing, valued, and greatly enriches our respective cultures. A fond Monivae farewell, Francis and Ben. We will miss you, but we know that we'll always be connected from afar. I'd like Rory and Bella to come up.
Hello everyone. On behalf of the Monivae boarders, we would like to thank Francis and Ben for contributing to the Monivae boarding experience.
When I first came into boarding, both Francis and Ben really helped me transition into the boarding style of life.
We enjoyed endless games of pool, Monopoly, basketball and water rugby, and we will miss their energy.
Good luck Francis and Ben, as well as Sika and So and Arani. Thank you.
Ben will now come forward to say a few words on behalf of he and Francis.
Good afternoon, respective teachers, parents, students, and my fellow classmates. I'm Ben Lamoro of Year 10. I'm standing here before you for the last time as an international student. I speak on behalf of my three fellow international students from Kiribati and PNG. We have lived here so far away from our homeland, our parents, and our friends. We have missed each other very much, but it will be good to go back home now and be with them. Monivae has been a wonderful experience for us. We can be excited to go back home, but our hearts are also a little bit living. Being a student at Monivae has given us a wonderful chance to experience life from different countries back from our home. First of all, I would like to thank our principal, Mr. Rowe, deputy principal, Ms. Mawal, and all our brilliant teachers. Those who have taught us these 2 years and have helped us become better human beings. Whatever we are today, it is the product of their sheer hard work and entire effort. They have been with us and for us as mentors and friends. They have not only taught us academic, but have instilled moral and spiritual values in us, which remain in our lives forever. The life lesson learned here will always help us deal with our problems in future. It is a fact that our teachers have sculptured us and disciplined us, but above everything, they have loved us. We have spent 2 solid years at Monivae, a school that is so very different from our school at home. We have some beautiful memories associated to this place. We will miss organizing the culture, sport in this school. Going back to our country and our normal life there, we will be sad because we are very attached to Monivae. Having said this, I wish all the students good luck for their journey that will begin in 2022. I'm sure it will be hard, but you will adjust to new school year. And you will do your best. This is what our teachers encourage and expect from us. No matter we go in life, this school will remain the favorite most chapter of our lives because it has contributed building blocks of our personalities. Before ending this speech, I would like to thank once again our staffs for helping us being our mentors. We have troubled them many times, but we will not be their students anymore. We will miss them. We will miss our classmates as we were each other's best friends and share the most careful lives together. I wish to thank the helping staff of this school as they never fail in finding many pens and pencils that we've lost in class every day. They were humble and helpful. Thank you for giving us this time and making our lives memorable. In the end, I would like to say that you were all delighted and will miss. This school is the best for me, and I'm glad to study here. Thank you all.
Thank you. As is tradition, Mr. Terry Molan will conclude today's presentation with the Iris Blessing.
Thank you very much, McKeely. And we preempt this by saying that we hope all the students and the families have a safe holiday, have a wonderful holiday, have a blessed Christmas, and hopefully we're all back here next year. So, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warmly upon your faces, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Merry Christmas.
We hope you have enjoyed today's 68th Annual Awards presentation, and thank you greatly for your attendance. On behalf of McKeely and myself, we wish you a great summer holiday and look forward to seeing you in 2022. Can we have Mr. Bex for the dismissal?
Okay, could I invite all special guests